There we go. Hello everybody. Just let it get up on our iPad there.
That's the old one, isn't it? I know.
Right. Okay, hi everybody. I think we've got a few doing it today. Start the days of meeting go on. Cheers everybody. It's the pie man here if you don't realise. Now you got that turned up, you need to turn that down. Right, so we'll give it about 5 minutes for everybody to get themselves in, and just in case we've got any Johnny Late Come, is it Johnny Come Late? Oh, Johnny Come Latelys, that's the one.
Johnny Come Latelys?
Yeah, Johnny Come Latelys.
How was that?
People turn up late.
Huh?
People turn up late. Any Johnny Come Latelys. So we'll give everybody 5 minutes to come in and we'll just have a little chat. What's your poison?
Simon Goodyear's got red wine.
Red wine,
got that.
Simon. Mark's got
I think Toya had red wine.
Toya
But I don't know what a shot was.
Yeah, so I'm in for a bit of this later. I'm going to wait until we've cooked there first. Just to be on the safe side. Right, how many people we got in?
8.
8 people. Not too many yet, just a few more to come. There's more than that bacon. And so we have tequila here, and I have tequila up there on the music. So this is Josie's band playing. If you're interested and you like watching her bake, at 8 o'clock tonight on New Wave of
Webfest.
New Wave of something rock, and New Wave of classic rock. So NWOCR Webfest. They're showing like live videos of bands and stuff. We just watched Wicked Rivers. Really, really good band, really good. Apparently, one of them might be helping us out in the coming weeks, along with a Riders Creed. So,
Simon Murray is on the Roaster Coaster Stout.
Roaster Coaster Sats, that's interesting, son. So anyway, if you want to go and check this out after we've finished it, because it's going to be a short one today. I reckon we've done an hour.
11
It's
now.
a easy peasy one, this.
Where's my
So we can get up and get over and watch Josie, and then at 9 o'clock you got Massive Wagons on, who I don't know, fingers crossed they might be coming on as well.
Sarah Davis has got strawberry and lime gin with tonic.
Want a bit of gin? Want a bit of gin?
Your cousin's watching, your dad's watching.
Hey Dad. Dad's come up. Dad's come up.
Yeah.
It says
He's got
Dad's
it.
watching.
He's on it.
You worked it out, Dad. Anyway, I'll run through the ingredients quick. We should have, hopefully most people have done biscuits. So you want your spring-based tin. We should all have one of them. We've used this numerous times now on our like little bakes. And it's going to be a biscuit base in there, which we've made once or twice before. And we're going to bring it up the sides this time, so it's going to be like an encased one. So that's why you've got a bit more biscuits. I did suggest bourbon biscuits with some ginger biscuits, just to give it a little bit of a different taste. I did also suggest you could do this with the marshmallow things we done the other day. I don't know whether everybody's got that, but if they want to know that one, they'll have to let me know, and I'll just go through it again with you. But I'm just literally going to do that unless anybody tells me any different. And I told everybody to get bourbon biscuits and ginger biscuits. Could I get any? Could I not? So I've gone with custard creams and digestives. This is it. See, it doesn't matter what you put in. This is the whole thing I'm trying to teach everybody with their cooking bit is you don't have to just stick to recipes. Just use your imagination. I'm going to chuck a bit of cocoa powder in that just so we get a chocolate base. And then that's that, and then we're going to put our magical cream that hopefully everybody's boiled.
Jez is in now.
Jez, is yours in the freezer now? Because somebody, after numerous of 10, 15 messages I put on Facebook this week, boil your cans, day before, get them in the fridge. Who sends me a message at 2 o'clock? We haven't done it yet. So hopefully that's in the freezer. And then we got a bit of cream, bananas, a little bit of coffee, and then we're going to do that. And I've got a couple of little sort of decoration ideas I'm going to show you. You won't have the ingredients in for this, but I'm just going to show you what we can do with like different things in our little gaps that are coming up. What we'd do while we're waiting, what is the time? 17 here, so that's probably got to be everybody's sort of here. And then what's the time?
It is.
Can't find the time out. Just go off your phone, you don't need to. Just go off your phone to find time.
6 minutes past.
6 minutes. We'll give it till 10 past before we start, just in case anybody still coming. Anybody that follows me in our pies, I've just ordered this off of Amazon. Doomsday chili like stuff. It comes with its own syringe. It is 1.6 million on the Scoville scale. I mean, look at that. I've got to be careful, I don't even get it in my eyes. It is proper dangerous stuff. That is going to be going in our Doomsday pie this week. It is going to be a super duper, really ridiculously hot chili and cheese pie. It is going to be a fire pie, so if anybody wants one, let me know, but I'm not going to mess around with it. I'm not going to make some mild. I think this is going to be the dogs. Yeah, it is going to, so if you like hot food, come on down this week, we're having that. And I treat myself to, as well to a little bit of vanilla bean paste, that there, 16 quid, bloody expensive stuff. But I've got to do some few things in the way. I've got some birthday cakes and stuff I've got to do for people, so a bit of that to go in there. Right, I reckon we've got to be good to go now.
I think most people are here.
Right, most people here, so we're going to go. So, food processor, first job, we're going to make our base. So, get your food processors out, get your tins, make sure that's the right way up. Some people like to put a bit of grease around it. You can if you want. I'm not really too fussed with it. Mine's a reasonably good tin, so it just comes straight out. So, Uno food processor, so we should have 450 of biscuits, and then you want to chuck in your 200 of butter. And somebody was, who was it who didn't have a food processor? Toya's sister. Yeah, so I should have mentioned this. You should be bashing yours up. What you need to do with yours is get yourself a little bag like that, pop your biscuits in it, get a rolling pin, just bash away, bash like that, get it to breadcrumbs. And then you need to take your butter, you need to pop it on a pan, and then you need to melt it, and then you can mix your two together. The reason I do it this way is because I hate that way. It really does my goat in, that does, because whenever you have it, when you melt that butter down, because you clarify the butter, it all splits, and then you put it back in, it sets back up again, and it like double sets, and it leaves this horrible waxy taste. So what I do is literally just put softened butter straight into that, and you get the crumbliest, bestest base going.
You've forgotten something.
I forgot my apron. Do you know, I literally just looked at that then. Who told me that? Is that you remembering that?
No, need shot words.
Oh, shot words.
Both the marks want to know.
Both marks want to know. I don't know.
Biscuit. Bananas.
Oh yeah, it's got to be bananas, isn't it?
Bananas.
It's got to be bananas and banoffee. You have three, right? Bananas, banoffee.
Mix. Stir. 3 words, come on.
Bananas,
Any
banoffee.
suggestions?
Bananas, banoffee, and biscuits. Bananas, banoffee, biscuits. Right? That's starting from now. And I'm also not going to do tequila till I'm through this.
So what's it, banana?
Banana, biscuits, and I forgot already. It's actually, if I've mentioned them, that's shots, isn't it? Right, so 450 of them into your food processor.
I'm not saying, so can we have caramel?
Caramel what?
That's a shot word. So banana, biscuits and caramel.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, so 450 biscuits in here. I can't quite get all mine in. Can't quite get all mine in at the moment, so I'm going to process a bit and then pop some in. I want me. Where's my butter? My butter's gone. There we go. I want 200 butter. That's softened. I've just left that out today.
Can they mic it?
No, you don't want to. You just want to pop it in. You don't want it melted. That's otherwise, if you melt the butter, you're just doing it exactly the same as melting it in the pan. You end up with that double bit. So 200. I just literally just dice it up a little bit. I did notice. I think it was Toya. She had hers already diced up. See, people are cottoning on to what you need to do. make life a little bit simpler for you all.
Lee Gilbert's watching. He's baking with us soon, isn't he?
Lee Gilbert. Alright, Lee. Yeah, so Lee, Riders Creek, drummer with them. Apparently you're going to be coming along with us for a little bake-off. And
With these wicked rivers?
yeah, with these wicked rivers, we're going to do like a Mississippi mud river cake. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'll send you the recipe for it, so you can get all the stuff in. Right. Oh, purely because I screwed up and I couldn't get the chocolate biscuits, I'm literally just going to take a bit of cocoa powder. I'm just going to pop a little bit in with that, just to give it a bit of a chocolatey, like that. See, this is absolutely, now I didn't have chocolate biscuits, but now I have
Biscuits!
chocolate.
Shop.
Right, so let's blitz up.
Little Helen said, I'm sorry, I'm not there, stuck at an unsociable distancing party.
No, before you were doing it, Helen. Actually took a bit of time to mix up with mine then.
So both the marks are actually on port. Mark James is on white port.
White pot,
Yeah,
white
have we had
pot.
that before?
Yeah. So take your biscuit stuff, tip it into your pan. You notice you've already sort of, if you look at mine, it's already sort of partially setting up. That's because the butter's in there and doing its stuff. Right, so. Now you could do with taking yourselves, I'm just going to move my food processor out of the way. Right, so you can use your hand for this, or a cup, or the back of a rolling pin, basically anything that you can do it round. But you want to press that down into your tin, and then just right up the side, a bit like we did last week with the marshmallows. You want to create a little wall. I mean, your hands is fine, but if you have a cup, sometimes it's a little bit easier. But then just work your biscuit base up, and you'll feel it's reasonably moist anyway.
Steve Tomo's watching.
Alright, Tomo, how you doing, mate? Is Tomo, are you baking, or are you just watching, Steve?
And is Dawn on it yet?
I don't know, I haven't
She was
seen
baking,
Dawn.
wasn't she?
Dawn was baking. Hopefully she's on it. If not, I can go back over it, because we're still doing, like I said, this is a simple, easy one we've done in a few minutes. This is probably the easiest pudding that we made. When we used to work at Longmin, this is where we used to do this. It was a hotel. I'll just show you that. You can just see I'm working it up. Still got a bit to go yet, but I'm just moving up the sides. You see that? When we used to work in a hotel in the Longmin up in Shropshire, and for Sunday lunch, banoffee pie used to be on all the time. And what we used to sell, like 40, 50 of them, like big ones like that. Literally, we just spend all morning on a Sunday making them.
Say hi to Mandy Grimshaw, she's watching. That's a name from the past.
Mandy from the past, one of my ex-employees. How are you doing? How's Neil?
Ask her if she's baking.
Are you baking, Mandy?
We're just drinking.
Right, so now I'm thumbing it, and I'm just moving that up the sides. Do you know what? I might just take a little thing. And then as soon as we've got this done, if you pop it in the fridge when you're happy with it, it doesn't have to obviously go right to the top. We're not worried about that because we're not making a banoffee pie that's like about 4 inches big. But you just want to create a nice well for putting our like stuff in a second. Right, I'm nearly there, so hopefully everybody else is.
They just want to comment that you know they're ready, or if they've got
Biscuits,
anything they want to know.
my biscuit base
Shot.
is there. So now you can see I haven't got, I'm about halfway up. It's just enough so that we can pop our banoffee in and then get our bananas and cream and stuff on top.
Bananas. Shot.
Anybody stuck? You shouldn't be, because this should be kid stuff to you now, or what we've been doing over the last few weeks. But yeah, up at the hotel we used to sell so many of these. Literally, we'd have pots of, you know, like you've been boiling your milk. I should tell you the story about that. We had, I can't remember what it was, we had a wedding or something to do, wasn't it? So I had to boil about 10 of them tins. Right, that's going in the fridge. Yeah, so we had to boil about 10 of them tins. I had them in a big pan like that, and we went and watched the film. It had matey from Dances with the Wolves in. Who's he?
Oh, Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. It was the baseball thing. Was it Fields of Dream or something? I don't know. We sat down the end there, and we'd put it on, totally forgot about it, and we heard this like this. We were like, bloody hell's that? Went down the kitchen, opened the kitchen door, and the cans. I mean, see, there's your can there. So the top of that was like up there, it was right up. I think about 3 of them were exploded, and it was just like hanging, dripping from the kitchen. The pan was black, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
I had to go in there with a cloth, put it over, and I got about 7 of them that are like ready to
But for
blow.
days, we were literally finding toffee everywhere.
I had to open the door, chuck it outside. It was like being in the bomb squad. They were just looking at them, they were like, it was getting bigger and bigger, and oh, it was just toffee. And anybody ever tried cleaning like toffee down? It was chaos. Anyway, right, so we should all have biscuit bases. They should all be in the fridge.
Mark James has put his in the fridge, but I don't know about anyone else.
Right, everybody gives thumbs up, tell them in the fridge. I'm going to show you a few little tricks now while we're waiting for that to cool down a bit, because the rest of it's really simple. These are some decorating ideas. Right, so what I got here, anybody ever had these? Worthy Originals. So what you do with these
Hello. Hello.
is obviously take them out of the wrapper. You want a nice bit of your siliconized paper, like this, so it doesn't stick.
Alexandra, hers is in the fridge. Simon Goodyear, his is in the fridge.
They're all in the fridge.
Yep.
So then you take your Worthies,
Simon Murray's in the fridge.
take them out of the wrapper and just place them on the tray.
Mark Walmington's in the fridge.
Is
Dee Taylor.
your
she's
biscuit
in the fridge.
base in the fridge?
Dee Taylor, so she's baking.
Okay. I think that was the lady that came in the other week in the shop, wasn't it?
Ah, Steve Parker's watching now.
Steve Parker's in. Are
So
the
Dawn,
Parkers up?
shouting.
Let us know whether you need to recap
Does he
anything.
need the shot words?
I don't need to sort that.
Toys in the fridge. Sarah Davis in the fridge.
Right, so I've taken 6 of these Worthies, I've spread them out a little bit. I put them on some baking paper. Like that. This is a little trick for you all later, if you want to make something look a little bit fancy. Switch your oven on reasonably high, you know, sort of about 210, 220. Pop them in there. The secret is not to forget you've put them in the oven, otherwise you have little black things come out. But this makes like the most wickedest decoration. It's like a little crystal caramel wafer.
Is that what I tasted earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really
And then
thin,
I'm gonna use it just to decorate mine up. But you could use this for meringues, the chocolate mousse cakes that we've made. Any cake you want to do, you could just pop this in. It's so simple to do. But don't go and buy the sugar-free ones.
Yeah,
The
disgusting.
sugar-free, don't work. You have to have the proper Worthies. What are they called? Worthies? Yeah, Worthies.
Originals.
Yeah, you just want the ones that are like full fat, none of this like rubbish thing. Right, so they're in the oven. So I try not to forget them. I'm also going to teach you all a bit of peanut brittle. And this is another great way of giving yourself like another decoration. So you just take a nice thick heavy set pan, chuck in some caster sugar. Probably, this is where I start my chefing now, I just guess. Probably about half a pound, 8 ounces. So I got that in my pan there, and I put about a teaspoon of water in that.
Say hi to your mum, she's watching.
Hey mum.
Toy said you always say sugar free and low fat is pants, haha.
It is.
It is.
Right, so I put about a teaspoon of water in that, not a lot. Now you put that on the stove.
Mark Warmington said nothing wrong with full fat, I'm full fat myself.
Right, so this, let's just have a check on my Worthies. Don't let me forget my Worthies. People shout at me if I don't keep checking them, okay?
I'll forget.
Salmon up a little bit. They're alright for the moment, probably another couple of minutes. So you've got a Worthy trick here, and we've got a peanut brittle coming up. So I've got sugar going. I've literally got it on high heat. Basically going to turn that into caramel.
Caramel shop.
Oh, yeah. So what, I'm glad I'm in on the tequila slammers, yeah? Right, so I've also got some almonds there, some nice flaked almonds. You could use any nuts that you want, but always best to toast them first, because if you toast nuts about 4 or 5 minutes in the oven, and you just brings the oils and the flavours all come out of nuts, it just tastes so much better. And that there is amazing. So you could use any nuts, nibbed almonds. I mean, the flaked almonds are always the best. You can use peanuts, cashew nuts, whatever you want, any nut, but just roast them off. And another little thing that we sometimes do, isn't it, is I'll roast like cashew nuts and that, put some chilies and some spices and stuff, put them in the oven. You just make your own like Bombay nut things, they're amazing, really good.
Right,
So
Lindsay
easy
wants to
do.
recap what you've got in the saucepan.
In the saucepan, we've got about half a pound of sugar. This is just a freebie for everybody, so none of you have had this,
Yes, not your ingredients.
but you can do this at a later date. This is nothing to do with the thing. This is going to make a peanut brittle, and what you can do with this is you can chuck it in your food processor and you make like a powder, and you can put that into cream, and then you end up with a praline cream, which can be used to fill your profiteroles. You could, in theory, use it to pop across the top of the thing we're doing today. You can put it over meringues. Or you can literally just bash it up once it's set. You can bash it up into chunks and just sprinkle it over like a trifle or something. And it's just another way of getting decent flavours into stuff.
Mark said, could you roast your bananas?
Roast your banana. You can barbecue
Sure.
banana.
Toy said, what fruit do we need to use? I think she wants bananas as well. They want a shot.
Your bananas. That's the fruit you're using. Hopefully your biscuit base is okay.
Shot.
Your Werthers are starting to get a little bit fat now. In a second they end up about that big and they turn
So
into
that was the
like,
things earlier?
Yeah.
Wow.
But everybody can use this when you make this, when you get people round and you're going to treat them to a nice banoffee pie. You can make the Worthy thing and that'll go on top as well, because it'll go great with this.
I don't think we've got Darren in tonight, have we?
I'm not sure. I don't. They want
He's usually
savoury.
commenting by now.
They want savoury. Everybody keeps telling me they want savoury now. They're getting bored of the sweet stuff. So I was thinking I do this chicken Kiev, but like in pastry, and a few little
Oh, that's
things.
nice.
So it was like a chicken pastry man's Kiev.
So much better than the shop ones. God.
We could do that one week.
Yeah, chicken Kiev, that'd be good. Is that quick? Could you do a little sweet thing on the side as well? Do main and sweet?
The only problem is you get too drunk. You get too drunk trying to do like 2 lots. Right, so I've still got my sugar melting down here. Don't worry about your biscuit base, because that can just stay in the fridge, shop. Because I'm just giving you a few things here. We're just allowing that to chill down before we crack on with the rest. The rest of it's going to take us like 15 minutes, so.
Simon Goodyear said, for later, would this recipe work with vegan cream?
Vegan cream? I don't even know what is vegan cream. I mean, if vegan cream whips up, yeah, because you just, if you can get a vegan cream that's whipped, because that's basically, it's not an actual recipe, if that makes sense.
Everyone's liking your idea of your chicken Kiev.
Everybody's liking the chicken Kiev. Pie Man's chicken Kiev. Okay.
Oh, Toy wants some of the beer holders, some of your koozies.
I might have some. I'm not sure how many we got left in the shop.
I'm sure you've got a couple.
Yeah, ask me when you put your next order
And I think Jez wanted an apron. I need to do that.
I will be doing, this is for Toya, I will be doing steak Guinness and mushroom pies next week. Not this week, week after. Because it's Father's Day at the end of the week, so we're going to be doing them with like Dad on and stuff like that. So, right, my sugar's starting to caramelise a little bit.
Caramel.
And I nearly burnt them. Right, just let them settle down now for a second. See, that's how they go. They were like bang on. They wanted like whatever. 30 seconds later, done. That's sugar. Sugar's mental, I tell you. And you have to go careful then. Don't go touch. If you do this, don't go touching them for 5 minutes. If that sticks your hand, it takes your fingerprints off.
Maybe do amazing sea salt potatoes. Oh yes, Jem. Good idea. Jem Wilmington, she said she had sea salt potatoes.
You had them. You had them. Oh,
We
the
made
wrinkly
them for
potatoes.
her. Yeah. Do them with the chicken Kiev.
Actually, that would go
That'd be
really well,
lush.
wouldn't it?
Yeah. Good idea. Simon Goodyear wants some of your cheese and chilli pies. He's going to message you later.
Right, as you can see, my sugar and water, you can see the colour. I've got to keep it on the stove though. But you can see that that's caramelising.
Caramelising, is that shot?
Yeah. Right, just got to give it back to you a second because we'll keep stirring this. I don't want to go over here in there. And what you do is you take a little knob of butter, not a lot. Just pop that into your caramel sugar.
We told everyone this is tequila plain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then chuck in your nuts straight into there. And now you need to get this out of the pan because the stuff just carries on cooking. Get it onto a bit of siliconized paper. And then just flatten it out. Again, don't touch it because it will stick to your hands.
Burn, yeah.
And then I'm just bashing this out. Right, so ignore that end. That's just me nuts. But that end there, if you can see that, we've got like a toffee now. We've got like a nut brittle. So when that hardens up in about 10 minutes, you'll be able to break that up. And then what you can do with that is chuck that in the processor. You get a fine powder, mix it with your cream, and that's how they make praline cream, which they put in the French. What do we make the feta rolls? But the Paris Brest, that one, the big one, that's what they use. That praline cream. It's amazing. Great with meringues. So if you want to do a different kind of meringue, pop that in there. Amazing. Right, I'm going to see if I can actually slightly overdone them. Let's see if I can pick them up. Still a bit warm. Just need to cool down. I'm going to do a few more, I think. them on there. I'm just going to pop a few more of these in the fridge before I get my biscuit base out.
Biscuit, sure. Apparently Tom now is actually going to cook her own food at a dinner party for Gemma and Mark now after cooking with you.
Good.
And also she wants any tips or help her, won't you?
Yeah, you can just FaceTime me in and I'll just bail you out or something. Don't do fit rolls though, Toy.
Oh.
Sorry, couldn't resist that one. Right, I'm just going to put a few more of these in there and now we're going to start our next bit. Right, so the next part. Yeah, so the next part is take that magic can of condensed milk. Go and get your tin openers, open it up and have a look what you got. This is the little bit of cooking trickery. Put something in my drink. Right, nobody let me forget, I've just put a few more in there. Right, we should all be opening up our can of magic now. And you should all be looking at this in amazement thinking, how the hell did we get to this? Because last week we opened one of these up to do the cheesecake and you had that white, like a white runny, thick, sickly milk thing, yeah?
Simon Goodyear said, oh, magic. Mark Wilmington wants a lockdown cookery book so we can remember the recipes when we're sober.
Yeah.
Good idea.
We'll have a look at that, Mark. Right, so now look, that is what we got. How amazing is that? And this, believe it or not, I did this one pre-lockdown in the tin because once you boil it, it keeps in the tin for ages. It's
That's
just
been in
sugar
there
in it.
for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I think ours has been in there for a long, long time because we use it for the millionaire brownies and stuff. But it's basically just a caramel sauce.
Caramel, chop.
So hopefully everybody's got that. Hopefully Jez has got that. Let me know if you haven't, Jez, because you might be able to pop yours in there. Might be able to take it out.
No, she said hers is watery. Oh.
How long did you boil it for? It had to be for 2 hours, minimum 2 hours.
So can she do anything else? So it's watery. Can she add anything to it?
No, it's the sugar that boils down that thickens up and does it. Right, Jez, with yours, how runny is it? Let Hel know. Everybody else, take that tin, spread it in your base. Just empty the whole tin out.
She's done it for 2 hours.
She did it for 2 hours. Is it still hot, is it? She hasn't done evaporated milk, has she?
Toy said hers is still milky as well. Have they got the right things? She done hers for 2 hours, Toy. Did they have the right... They didn't have evaporated milk, did they?
Should have all that condensed milk.
Toy actually done hers last night as well.
Yeah, it's the condensed milk. We should end up with like... You didn't buy no low fat thing again. Nobody's bought. Did they do a low fat one?
I don't know.
To be fair, if you've still got, if it's still a bit, you can put it in the bottom. It'll still have the taste because we've got the sides to your what do you call it? Your sides because we've built it up, haven't we? So if there's still tilray, you'll still have the flavour. The flavour will still be there. So open them up, chuck them in. Or what you can do is take your tins. See, this is the one. This is one of the ways that people used to do this before they did this. Is it empty their tin out into your pan and then boil it, but you've got to stand there stirring it continually. Otherwise it burns.
Low fat.
It's got low fat.
Geraldine's was condensed.
So, will it, basically, if it tastes, have a taste, does it taste nice and toffee-like? If it does, I would leave it and literally just put it in your base, because you've got like our biscuit base, because if you look at it, then you're cutting it and eating it, so there's not too much of a problem there. Let me know how you're all getting on. Hopefully everybody
Dee
else,
says hers looks good.
everybody else has got that. There's nothing you can do because the internet, love it. You just got to. I mean, I might have to come off and come back in. See, I'm working there, aren't I?
You are now, yeah, on that one. But that one's frozen. What do I do there?
We seem to have internet connection problems, so if people can let us know whether we're up and running again, I don't know.
Oh, you're back on.
Right,
Yep.
looks like we might be back on.
Does anyone
Internet.
need a hand?
Right. So basically, we should have all had caramel in there. Chuck it back in the fridge. Just leave it in there for a minute. People, was it 2 people got issues with the caramel? Geraldine's is probably because yours was just done too late, I would imagine.
And Toy.
So
Toy thinks hers was low fat.
if yours is low fat again, see, it's a low fat. What they do is they take the sugar out. And this is why a lot of things don't work. I know everybody goes on about health and stuff like that, etc., etc. But when you're baking, it's, if you use low-fat soft cream cheese, it's just crap because the fat is the stuff that mixes up and allows you to emulsify things, and the sugar is what basically your caramel is sugar, and that's different. But you've taken the sugar out of yours, Toy, see, or they have, whoever's taken it out, and then you won't get that caramel saucy because you've got a lot less sugar.
Dee Taylor's hasn't worked as well. She's saying she's giving it a quick boil in the pan, but I don't think it'll work, will it?
Yeah, it will. Right.
Oh,
So
okay.
who's detail? Yeah. So if you pop it in the pan, you can all do this, but what you're going to have to do then is get it into the fridge to let it cool down before you put your bananas on. Being that it's a thin layer, when you do, if you imagine when you do caramel millionaire shortbreads, isn't it? You take that condensed milk, you put it in the pan, and you boil it. But you've got to stand there, stirring it and stirring it and stirring it until it changes colour.
Toy's son's doing hers on the stove.
Yeah. So Geraldine, do the same.
Yeah, go on, Geraldine.
Empty it into the pan, but you've got to stand there stirring it because this stuff just like burns like so quick if you don't do it.
So let's get hubby to.
And then basically what you're doing now is you're doing the same as what the boiling water is doing. It's just a lot easier to boil it in the can, stick it on there, leave it, and you, well, should be. Toy, if you think yours is a bit low fat, maybe put a couple of teaspoons of sugar in yours because that might help it out. But yeah, if you just boil it up, and then you can tip that straight into your biscuit base. Because it's going to go to a thin layer like that, and then chuck it in the fridge, it'll be cold in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But the reason I've done...
Dee's has worked.
Yeah, so there you go.
Geraldine's is boiling.
Yeah,
Keep
but
an eye
keep
on
stirring it, Geraldine. Don't just leave it because it will just go black.
Get Sean to stir it and keep an eye.
Well, I'm going to wait for everybody to get their sort of caramelised up. I mean, that is like the quicker way of doing it, but it doesn't make it as... This way's a lot better because we end up with that like thick, real... just proper tasty. Right, so we'll let it in. Who are we
Mark's
waiting on?
nearly drunk all his pork because you've said so many bananas and caramel and biscuit.
Oh, right. Oh.
Oh!
See, look, that's what you do. You don't do that. Look, see the smoke?
Bugger.
Ah, black caramel.
Have a shot.
Wouldn't be Pie Man Live without a cock up, would it?
Have you got any more?
I think
Do you want to chuck it outside?
yeah, I'm going to have to just throw this outside.
Oh my god. It's raining, not cool it down. Okay.
And there you go. So you found people, no one reminded me, no one told me. Everybody, watch that caramel.
Stop.
Whoever's boiling that, watch it. Luckily I have a whole packet of these. Let's open a few more up, love. Because I want a few for my decorations.
Adrian Vinson's watching now.
Alright, Adrian, how you doing, mate? You not baking? You dismissed me burn me caramel. Or me sweets.
Simon Goodyear's had a whole bottle of red wine.
See, this is what we're looking to end up with. Look at them. How amazing do they look? Look, that's what the worthy sweet comes out at. And what we do is I just stick them in around my cake. And then you get this like really caramelly, crunchy sort
Caramel.
of... Yeah, caramel. Like I say, they're ready, or they're nearly there, and then like 10 seconds later they're done. And if you forget them like we just did then, you just ruin them, and then you end up... I'm amazed my fire alarms ain't gone off, actually. There was smoke everywhere then. Right, how's Dee get? Dee's was done, was it?
Yeah, Dee's looking good now.
Dee's is looking good. Geraldine and Toya, we're waiting on you two.
Tomo said just like your poker, shocking.
I need to come and play some of this poker that you lot keep doing now online. It looks interesting.
Dawn Parker's finished up a Prosecco, she's now on the gin.
Right, so we're just going to hold fire and we're just going to wait for Geraldine and...
Oh, how long does she boil it for?
just keep boiling because it will just thicken. It will change consistency. Basically, you boil it, just keep stirring it, keep stirring it, keep stirring it, and it will change and it should end up going towards that colour we got. So just keep boiling it and boiling it, but watch you don't splash on you because again, that stuff like bloody
Geraldine's still waiting for hers to thicken as well, so she does the same.
Yeah, just keep boiling it because you've got to get it to a certain temperature that reacts with the sugar. Like when I just caramelised that, see, it was like sugar, 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 and then it just turns into the chemical reactions and stuff.
They're not gonna miss anything anyway, are they?
No. See, look, there's my carrot. There's my my nut brittle. See that? You can hear that. It's just a toffee bar now. Anybody remember them nutty bars as kids? Kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So you could just pop a bit of chocolate on that and crack it up. That'd be amazing.
Oh, I want some. My base went in late. That's Dawn. I'm waiting till Jez is ready.
Yeah, it's no problem, Storm. We got plenty of time because there isn't too much more to do. We're just gonna let.
Ed Farthing's watching how his banoffee's going. He wants a slice of that.
Depends how good it is, mate. It might be done left. Right, everybody else, if you a little bit, well, no, have a drink. Biscuits.
Caramel.
Mm. Caramel. Don't let me forget the caramel.
Oh my god. Dawn said, "Oh my god, how fab, but brittle."
What's brittle?
Brittle?
Oh, the brittle. Yeah. Right, so you could all boil your kettles now because we're going to do the cream next. So you need to boil your kettle, get that on, and I want 2 teaspoons of coffee. We got to make our cream super, 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 super bitter because that caramel is so, so sweet. So we have the contrasting flavours. When you have a lot of banoffee pies, they just put cream on top. Don't work. You need to have coffee in it. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of coffee in the tiniest amount of water just to dilute it down.
Everyone's got coffee.
Yeah, it's on the recipe.
Have we got coffee?
Yep.
Oh, you've done the espresso, did you?
No, I've got coffee there.
Oh yeah, what's in that, don't I?
So I've got like 2 teaspoons in there, nice heat ones. I love my coffee. You could put 3 in if you want. The more bitter it is, the better.
Mark said Jem won't do coffee.
Well, you can leave it out. You know, if she doesn't want coffee, leave it out. And then you want a tiny bit of water in there, just enough to dilute it down. What else could you put in? Have you got? What else is bitter? You could just do with bittering it down. So now I've added like see, like I've got like a pasty bit there. Now I've just added a bit in there just to get rid of the granules.
So what can you do? What's bitter instead of coffee?
Oh, I tell you what you could do, Mark. Have you got any cocoa powder? Pop teaspoon of cocoa powder in with the cream in a minute, because cocoa powder is better because there's not a lot of sugar in that. You actually have to add the sugar to it, and that just give you a brownie, give you the similar sort of colour, but it just give you that.
She said cream just works for her.
It's great when you get the different flavours, but cocoa would work.
Jack's been pinching the bananas.
Could you chuck me the cream nibs?
Yes, Gary.
And then into my coffee, I chuck a teaspoon of icing sugar just to help
Beverly
sweeten it
said
down a
check
little
the
bit.
oven. She's reminding you. Thank you, Beverly. Just in time.
Nearly. You want
Thanks,
30
Bev.
seconds, right?
30 seconds.
Oh my god.
Right, everybody counting. 30 seconds and they're done. Don't let me forget. Right, so a teaspoon of icing sugar in there. Then take your cream.
Hello.
We had to get a pint of cream because we probably want one of them half jugs, or 1/2 pint and another half. So 3/4 of a pint is about enough, but they don't do 3/4 pints today. I mean, you can have the whole lot if you want, but I'll keep a bit of cream back. And then you just pop that, right, you pop the cream into your bowl. And then you should have your icing sugar in there, teaspoon, and we should have coffee in there. So if you want to, 30 seconds is up.
Oh my god. Oh no!
They burn.
No, they were
Oh.
in.
Just and just.
Oh, how much cocoa powder, said Mark?
Heat teaspoon, just enough to dull down and give you a contrasting flavours. Right, so I need to know, Toya, how's yours coming along? I need to know, Geraldine, how's yours coming along? Because they're the two we're waiting
Dee
for
was
now.
alright.
Dee's done hers,
Yeah.
so hopefully yours is like thickened up a bit. And if it has thickened up and it's gone a bit more gloopy and pasty, get it in your base, get that in the fridge. If you can get it in the freezer, even better. Pop it in the freezer for like 5 minutes while we're doing this. Everybody else, take your cream, mix it up. Now don't over mix it, don't go past, you want it just, I can't think of the texture. If it starts to turn grainy, you've gone too far and you'll turn it into butter. So once, if you're doing a mixer like I'm doing now, what you do is you mix it up to a certain point when it looks like it's getting, then turn your mixer down. It's very easy to over mix your cream.
Toy said hers is sort of just getting there,
Right.
but Geraldine said no. She could still have a runny.
You can still have a runny, you can still have a runny base, Geraldine.
And Dee said sorry, she missed the coffee and icing bit.
You want to take this is for D, 2 teaspoons of coffee, heap it up, a tablespoon of water, no more, dilute it down your coffee, then put a teaspoon of icing sugar in there just to help sweeten out, and then put about 3/4 of a pint of cream in, and then we're going to whisk that up. If everybody else wants to get on whisking your cream up, go for your lives.
So what?
I'm going to start mine in a second, and Geraldine, if yours isn't thickening up at all, you're going to have to just pop it in the base, and then you'll just have to cut it. You'll get the flavours, but when you cut it,
When she puts
Your
it in the
banoffee's gonna
tin, then
come out.
pop it into the fridge.
yeah, it'll set up a bit.
then
If
play
yours
the
is
cream on top.
starting to thicken, Toya, just keep it going a little bit more because you'll notice it thicken and thicken and thicken.
Geraldine says she's added sugar. Does she have low fat as well?
I don't-
Oh.
I don't know. Without seeing things,
I
it's
know.
really hard to.
Mm.
But just keep boiling it, Geraldine. It will take about 10 minutes of boiling to get that through, but you just got to keep stirring it. Right, so I'm just going to go and whisk. If you
Shout out if they've got any problems or...
What's the shot word? What's the shot word? What's the shot word?
Biscuit, caramel and bananas.
Biscuit, caramel, bananas. Gary has to do a shot now.
No, you've got to do that. I want to do that.
They want you to do the tequila shot.
With the like salt and stuff.
They'll do it in a minute.
remember to don't over whip your cream, so keep an eye on it. We heard from Geraldine and Toya.
Not yet. I'm on a delay though.
Ooh, what's that stuff? That looks nice.
So that is the almonds that he's toasted off. It's lovely. Alexander said, I've only got a hand whisk. How long should I whip the cream for? And what texture? She's got a hand. Oh yeah. Oh no,
No,
she's
it's
doing
just
that.
electric.
So how?
You need to get it
What's the
to
texture?
like whipped cream. Basically, you want so that in theory you can pipe it out. You can have it. You don't have to go right to it. You can have yours a bit around the edge. I don't want it there.
Oh, on message. We said when it is hot, do I put it in the base and fridge or just fridge? Put it in the base.
Put it in the base. Put the base in the fridge. All they need to do is keep it in the fridge for a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Just gonna message Alexander as well.
I don't know why I didn't use our bowl from work.
Yeah, a bit silly.
Geraldine said, what's she doing now?
Right, so
Do a recap on the
this is for Toya. Who was the other lady?
Alexander.
D.
No, D. Toya D. Geraldine. So you should have boiled yours up a bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's got a bit thicker. I think D's did. So basically, just take it out, empty it into your base, get it in the fridge, freezer if you can. Don't worry too much about it. Get it in there cooling down because you can do, I'll show you to do this bit. You can do this in 10 minutes. You don't have to do this now. You can give it another 10 minutes to cool down. But you just don't really want to put your bananas and cream on when it's warm, so you're going to have to wait for yours to cool down. But when you tip it in, you'll notice it's only going to be that anyway, so it isn't going to take like days to cool down. You know, it'll be ready in sort of 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But you can still get your cream ready in a piping bag.
Okay, Geraldine said, what do I do with the coffee and the icing sugar? She's really behind.
Right, Geraldine, take two teaspoons of coffee, heap it up, just put them in. A tablespoon of water or a smidge, literally boiling water, a tiny, tiny little bit,
So
just to
pasty.
dilute the coffee powder, the coffee granules. Because you don't want loads of water in here as you don't get it whipped up. Then into that add a teaspoon of icing sugar and then take 3/4 of a pint of cream and then whisk it up. And then you should end up with whipped cream, like so. Now you can with this, you can either, if you've got a piping bag, which I've got, I'm going to pipe mine on, do a little bit fancy. But, you know, you can just spread that, you can just chuck it on, spread it around. That works as well. So hopefully people are getting to that stage there. So if you're piping bag in it, get it into your piping bag. I've got myself a nice little star nozzle. If you're just going to like spread it on, just pop that in the fridge. Just to keep it a bit cool. I'm going to put mine in the pipe bag and then I'm going to put mine in the fridge. Again, like one of the little tricks is get your hand like that, pop your piping bag over it, then you can use that as your resistance when you're putting the cream in, and then you get it all in the bag nice without getting it everywhere. This is where I set that now and then I do it and drop it and go all over the place, isn't it?
How many shots did Mark miss?
8 shots, Mark. You missed 8 shots, dude. Is that why you was whipping cream?
Geraldine said, have I done bananas yet?
No, cream first. Get your caramel in that fridge. Get your cream made up. Bananas is always the last thing.
Perhaps she wants another shot.
Oh, she wants another shot.
I don't know.
I mean, for everybody, if you're at the cream stage, have a taste of your cream. Especially if you've done the coffee one, you'll see that you've got that little bit of sort of taste.
Oh my god, Mark is actually doing that. 4 down, 4 to go.
Right, so there's my cream. So this is ready for me to go in a second.
Toy said their freezer was a bit full with pies.
See, now you got that cream. We're all just tasting it.
Loser.
It's got a proper
Missed out.
proper bit of coffee taste about it. So you sort of go, but when you get it with the caramel, your biscuit,
That's
your
really bitter,
bananas,
isn't it?
the flavours just
They all work together,
mash up
don't
like
they?
that together. Right, so when everybody's got cream whipped up, when everybody's got caramel in the fridge and done, can you all let me know? Then we'll go on to
Caramel,
the next
sure.
stage.
Do the fancy one.
Yeah, do your tequila shot.
So,
I don't think Mark's got any tequila now.
Right, so now I've got another. These are my little decorations I'm putting down here. You'll get to see them in a minute. And this is like when Toya, when you do your party, you can treat them to this. You can do this. Right, so
Libby wants one.
no, don't touch. It's probably shot time, I would imagine.
that one.
Yay, special shot.
I haven't had one of these for years.
Come on.
Right, everybody, I need to know
Joe, you watch
everybody's
it.
up
You've got
with
to
me.
make him one after.
Is everybody up?
Simon Murray said, ready, boss.
Simon Murray's ready.
Minty.
Who else are we missing? Well, mainly we need Toya and Toya,
Geraldine and Dee.
Geraldine. I
Oh,
think
Dee, caramel is in the freezer. Still a bit warm, but the cream is done.
Yeah, Magic, pop your cream in the fridge then, because you're probably going to have to just leave yours another 10 minutes. What you don't want to do is be putting your cream and bananas on your warm caramel.
Simon Goodyear sent Alison to the co-op for some Werthers and they didn't have any. Alexandra just putting the cream in the piping bag.
Magic.
Mhm.
So what is it? Salt, lemon, lime, that?
Salt, lemon, lime.
Mark said, when Toy does a party, I'll be taking pizza as a backup.
She can get it.
James Davis, we are leading the bag. Leading the bag?
Piping
Toy,
bag.
I'm catching up, just doing cream. 2 minutes.
Good.
Sorry, he's doing a shot, Toy, you're right. Do you think they're going to invite you to the party?
Oh, you're lit, aren't you? We will wash our hands in a second, don't worry.
Oh, loading. They're loading the piping bag. Okay.
Did
I
you
got
leave
it.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, go
No, I
on.
can't twist it.
Do you want one?
Even I wanted one.
Daughter's arm, I'm doing one.
Have you ever had a tequila shot, Joe? Joe wants one.
Alright, so
Okay, 4 of us doing it now.
No.
No, 2. I can't. I've only got 2 glasses. Yeah.
Toys parties are more alcoholic than food. Ooh,
What
sounds
do you
like
do then?
my-
Right. So, what's the magic word?
Caramel,
Caramel,
banana.
bananas, Sunday, something.
Toast.
Mm. Oh, my nose.
So actually,
Oh.
I do like them.
Oh, that's. Ooh,
I feel like I probably won't like that.
you will. You will. Oh,
Yeah,
you?
Oh,
No,
that's good.
not
Oh.
me.
That's a good shot. I do like that. Makes your eyes water a little bit.
That was nice.
Little hand, and then put salt on
You've
it.
got liquid
Thumb
hands, so
scarf.
the salt will stick, Joe.
Just going to give young Joe one.
Young Joe, bless Joe.
Right. So, everybody should be catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sit down.
Your dad's watching what you're doing to Joe now. Meg. Right, okay.
You
Tell
lick
him
it.
slowly.
So, lick that, down that, and then
Suck on the line, which we'll like at the end.
quick.
All in one. Come on. Woo! Nice.
All right, no, the salt and the lime and stuff. Right, we should all be catching up now.
Very warming.
Yeah.
Very warming.
Yeah, made me my throat really
Oh,
warm.
Jazz Miller, she. Oh, apparently we're going to go and have play 3-man. Oh, I missed stuff here. Hang on. So 3-man party at Mark's when lockdown is over.
Free man, we like free man. Anybody
And Jazz wants
watching
to
here
come.
knows
I
what free
think,
man
Gary,
is.
you need to do the food.
Free man cooking. That could be interesting. Right. Now I've got a
Right,
little
back to it.
warm in my body from my tequila. Let's get back on with the cooking.
Archie says yes to party.
Archie says yes to party, does he? Right.
And Toya's caught up.
Toya's caught up. Right. So Jez, we're waiting on you
Just
now.
Jazz. Come on, Jazz.
So Toya and Dee, you probably won't be able to do this stage just yet for about 10 minutes. But as soon as your caramel feels cool, you can go ahead and do it. Everybody else, grab your bananas.
Bananas.
Now, personal preference, I like to slice them nice and thin. I don't like chunky bananas. If you slice them nice and thin in this,
Oh, Geraldine said cream's done.
there you go, Geraldine. Could you chuck me my
Yeah.
base out, please, love?
Base.
The biscuit base.
Oh, that looks lush.
Archie said, can you make another pizza house, please?
Pizza
Oh,
house. Yeah,
yeah.
you remember that, yeah?
Tasty.
Oh, Simon said no piping bag, is that okay?
Yeah, you can just spread it on. So I like nice thin slices of bananas. I don't like thick ones. Literally, just pop your bananas on top of your caramel. I'm going to use about 3 to 4 bananas. So everybody should be slicing bananas up now. If you've got little black bits in there, don't put them in. They don't look that nice and they're already needs to start
All
to
the
turn.
hard bits, knobbly bits at the end.
Knobbly bits.
That's so behind what he's doing.
Oh, that's funny.
It's weird.
Right, so I'm on my 3rd banana now. I'm looking at that. Probably 3's going to be enough. Remember, thin. We don't want thick, chunky things.
It's almost for tea, yeah. Not just banoffee pie, is it?
So I've sliced my bananas up. I think 3's good for me.
And just his fish sandwich.
Oh yeah.
And I literally just spread it all over my caramel, yeah? Okay? Do you know what? I'm going 4 bananas.
Ooh! Bananas! Stop.
4.
Everyone's gone quiet. What are they doing? They're chopping up their
everybody's
bananas.
chopping bananas, they can't answer, see?
Stop,
Big
bananas.
sticky hands.
Yeah.
Banana fingers.
banana fingers.
It makes it like sticky.
Mushy.
Slimy.
Slimy, yeah, it does go slimy, doesn't
Slimy.
it? Slimy bananas. Yep.
Right, so 4 bananas in mine. Now, if you've not got a piping bag,
Thick, chunky
Get your
things.
cream,
Stop talking about
dollop it on, grab a knife, spread it around, just level it out. Not a problem, that'll work. If you want to be a little bit fancy, get it in a piping bag with a little nozzle. And you can do stars.
Can they see that? We've got comments.
Yeah, I'm just doing like some little wells. It's a little bit, I'll do it first and then I'll show you when I've finished. See if I can do it out there.
Everyone's going
Yeah,
really
they dropped
quiet.
it.
They're really concentrating there, I reckon. We're going to do chicken Kiev.
Dinner.
No,
Basically what you're trying to do, if you're piping, you want to cover all your bananas because the bananas go brown. If you put the cream on them, it'll stop them discolouring too quick.
Bananas. Bananas in pyjamas. Remember that? Bananas in pyjamas. Coming up the stairs. Bananas in pyjamas are going up in beds. Oh, has he come back in that way?
Then you just sort of feel, if you've missed a few holes where you've done it, just take them round, put them in. Obviously we don't get the full effect till later on, till that's set up when we tip it out.
Ooh.
But there's mine piped with my
I want to
coffee
eat it.
cream.
I want to stick my finger
Okay,
on it.
and what I'm going to
Stick
do
my
now is I'm going to
face in.
put my decorations in. I wouldn't normally do this till I take it out, but I kind of need to show you where I was going with it. So I've taken my little magical
They
little
look like
eyes and then,
fly eyes.
yeah. So and then you can
Fly
literally
eyes.
just slide them into the.
Ooh.
I'm literally just putting them
Toy
in.
said my caramel is cooling,
Yeah.
so should I have some? Oops. God, should I have some up whipped cream left? My caramel is cooling, so should I have some up? Should I whip cream?
Whip up your cream, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Should I have some whipped cream left?
You can whip up your cream now because it is, as long as you keep it in the fridge. Obviously, don't leave it out. Mind you, it's bloody cold today, isn't it? So
Yeah, it is.
not too many problems. But yeah, go ahead and whip the cream up now. And as soon as your caramel's cold to touch, you can chuck your bananas on.
Oh God, they have it. It's lucky Jack wasn't in the kitchen when you started singing Bananas in Pyjamas, or I would have had to find that for him to watch. Oh, Toy said whipped cream. Hang on.
Right, so now you can see I've used my little decorations there. I mean, you're not going to get the full effect till tomorrow, but how cool's that look? Now I could just sprinkle a little bit of
Great
chocolate flake,
Yeah.
just flake a bit of that over it. I could pour a bit of my ganache over
the
it,
lines.
sprinkle it. You could just leave it as it is. You could pop a little bit of cocoa powder, sift some cocoa powder over it. There's all sorts of things you can do, but look at that, it's a little decoration.
Okay, Toy said she has unwhipped cream left, a quarter of a pint.
Yeah, that's okay. That's because we don't need. You probably won't need the whole pint of cream, see, because it's too much. But just keep that bit of cream back, and then I'll have it on my cereals in the morning. Some cornflakes with fresh cream on. It's amazing. Bit of brown sugar, or you can just pour it over that tomorrow. See that? There's my little what they call Werbers. Watch.
Werther's Originals.
It's just like a little. It's a little crunchy, and it's just an amazing taste. I don't want to eat it then.
Oh,
So that there is an amazing decoration that tastes wicked. And it's so simple. So kind of there's mine done. Apart from the picture when I take it out.
with biscuits and bananas on that?
Yeah, you could do any. Yeah, that deserves a shot. That was a good one.
Stopped.
I get so like caught out of this. I'm like, yes, you can do biscuits and bananas, and then I realise what's been done. Cheers, Mark. Right,
Maybe. Do
so
you want to try one? She's never done one. Go on.
And it was actually
She
quite
loves
nice.
Salt.
everybody should have.
was quite
If you
nice,
were
to be
piping,
fair.
if you want
It's
piping
quite
cream,
nice.
you can just plonk that on, spread it on. You could do so, and that's done. You know, you could sprinkle a bit of cocoa powder, just put it in the sieve and put it over the top. Flake on there, just crush it up.
Flake on there.
You know, there's all sorts you can do just to put on. Everybody's got that quarter of a pint of cream left. That'll go wicked just poured on the side of that, because you've got that strong coffee cream. You've
I
not
wouldn't
got
eat it right now.
the cream and cream. Does that make sense? Because you've got a lot of different flavours. We've got the biscuit base. You go into your caramel. You've got your bananas, and we've got that coffee cream. So having the pouring cream with it, it actually does work. It isn't overloaded with cream, if that makes sense. So hopefully everybody should be up to that now. The two girls, Toya and Jez, you're just letting yours cool down.
Dee was
So-
alright, I think.
And Dee was okay with you.
Yeah.
So when you can feel your caramels cool to touch, chuck your bananas on it. You can have your cream whipped up ready in the fridge. You can spread it over, pipe it over, whatever way you're going to go with it. Decorating it up again, like I just said, you can put anything on, whatever takes your fancy. Don't forget to send your pictures though. Mine will probably take about half an hour just to get that base set up, and I'll whip it out and then I'll have a picture with it. I should show you peanut brittle, shouldn't I?
Ooh,
Can we taste
I want
it?
to eat it.
We'll tell you what it's like.
Right, can you hold that for me?
I thought it was going to be
No,
hot then.
it's not hot. Right, so there's.
Dee said still not cool.
That's okay, don't worry, you can just leave it. Just don't go putting it on when it's hot, because you just melt your cream and then you'll end up with like.
Terrible.
So just as soon as it feels, when you can pop your hand on it and you think, yeah, that's alright, chuck your bananas on, because the bananas are going to act as a level.
Bananas. Sorry, that's just.
Right, so now I got my peanut brittle. So this was just a little extra, so you can eat it just like this. Right, she holds that up,
Don't
because
break
it's
your
going to
teeth
break it.
though. 'Cause you can't go to the dentist now.
Oh, is
And
it
it
hard?
literally is just like,
Oh.
see that you just break it up in bits like that, and you could just have that dipped in a bit of chocolate. You could, if you had this, just plonk this on top of that cream that you had there, and you could just eat peanut brittle with it. I'm going to let the kids try that now. Yeah, bear in mind it's toffee. And so as you can probably hear, they're all chomping away on it. Good.
Oh, lush.
And now, like I was saying before, the simplest thing to do is take that, pop it in your food processor, blitz it up into like, comes out like a dust, like an icing sugar type texture, and then pop that into your fresh cream, and then whip up your fresh cream, and then you've got praline cream. That can go
Mark
in
said, did that
meringues.
sound like Joe trying to nab your peanut brittle?
and you can, and then that's a fantastic cream. You could even like take a rolling pin. If you haven't got a food processor, take a rolling pin, bash it up, and then do you know what? I'm going to sprinkle some. I'm going to show you.
Yes,
do it.
Do it.
Right, where's my? I had a white plastic bag just now, didn't I? I don't need
You want
much
a shot?
for this because you're only going to do the thing. I'm just going to pop that in my bag there.
How long till ready to eat? Have they got to wait overnight or?
No. You basically just got to let your biscuit base set. It depends what kind of tin you put it in. But if you get that back in the fridge, your biscuit base will set up in about half an hour, and then you should be able to just ease it out, and then it's ready to go because it
For
hasn't
half
got
an
a set.
hour? Yeah. So not like the cheesecake?
No, because we've got toffee in there, fresh cream, innit? There's nothing in there that's gonna that needs to set up because it's all whipped up and set up. Apart from Toya's and Geraldine's and
No, Dee's fine.
Dee's is fine.
That brittle was amazing.
But yeah, this will be ready to eat in about half an hour. It's just that getting it out of the tin.
You can
And if
get,
you've
like, the
got certain
bars
tins,
of
some
it,
of them
it's
come out
like
even quicker. You
so
basically
nice
just wait
and-
for it to be able to take out.
Biscuit.
I always use a rolling pin to bash up. This is getting a little bit noisy now. Just ignore me for 2 seconds.
She loves your side. You won't like that. Then you like it.
So now I got praline dust,
Some.
and that is just going to go over
Oh,
our cream
hungry.
banoffee pie.
hungry.
That can be my banoffee pie, and then you can make another one to share.
Oh my god,
There we go, so I've just crumbled over, which I didn't even realise I was going to do till just now. But I've just crumbled over my praline on the coffee and the shit. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And to be fair, we've done tequila slammers and we've still churned out this. This is how easy cake is, really. Right, so I think that's probably done, isn't it? What's that, 3/4 now? It's time.
Oh, don't do that. Son.
Who's got time, Joe?
It is 7:16.
Oh, hour and a quarter. All right, okay. That was
Wow.
quick. Yeah, well, that's as long as last week. So normally we're 2 hours in this, but we're hour and a quarter today. I'm done.
Could you actually just
Hopefully
give us
everybody else is
a
done.
message, let us know how
If
they're
you let me
doing?
know before we sign off, anybody's got any more issues. If the two that are a little bit behind, you need to know what we got to do.
Mark James says that's my port finished.
All finished. Did you want one of these, Lips?
Yeah, she does. But
Do
she wants
it, do
half
it.
of the tequila.
Oh, no, I don't do full one.
We like to drink with
Oh, don't
Libby
you?
because Libby is our mate.
That'd be cool.
So Murray, Minnie said brill.
You're good, Minty, yeah?
I'll give him a plug on
It's
his
nice.
lovely craft beers.
Okay. So, yep. But literally get all that.
All of it.
Yeah, Minty. If we follow Minty on he road tests beers.
That's gross.
Just give my daughter a tequila slam. I don't think she liked it. One of the most wickedest
You're
places
right.
ever.
That's gross.
Nick one of those
Libby.
up there.
No, leave them alone.
What?
Right, Minnie.
Right, so yeah, Minty, follow Minty. Go and find him.
Oh my God,
What's
craft
your
beers.
what is it on Instagram, Minty? Tell
Can
me.
he
Plug your
it
name.
up
Put your,
now?
put your
Put it
name
on
across
there.
there.
Put it on the bottom.
And he like road tests like all these fancy fandangled new beers that you can get. He was drinking something
Is it
tonight. I can't
majorly
remember what it was now.
Oh, that was a coffee place.
Yeah, coffee stouts and things like that, and he recommends them and stuff. Yeah, come have a look. So Mint is done. Who else is in? Who else is all done? Because we should be signing off in a couple of minutes, and then maybe we come back with.
He said caramel now cool.
There you go, D. So get your bananas on. If you've got your cream whipped up, get your cream over. If you're piping it, pipe it. If you're spreading it with a knife, do that, not a problem.
Pardon?
Simon Goodyear, all done. Back in the fridge. Toy, yum, all done.
Toy's done.
Mark James, all done.
My James all done. So you want to give these about half an hour back in the fridge just to let that biscuit base set up around the sides. And then just ease it away from your spring-based tin or the tin that goes up. If you can't get them out, if they're sticking a little fraction, get your little palette knife. Where's my palette knives? Get your little palette knife. Get boil the kettle. Get a cup of water. Stick that in it. Warm that up. Dry it off.
Alexandra
And
said
then
mine
just-
is done. Thanks
just
for the
stick
first
down the side
baking
like that.
section.
And then just go around like that, and then the heat will help you ease it away. But most of these should come out anyway because you've got the fat from the butter and the biscuit base. So that
Toy says, and if all fails, I will stick fake coffee beans on the top to make it look professional.
It won't fail. If yours hasn't quite set up, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to cut it and you're going to have like a runnier toffee sauce. That's all.
Steve said,
But
Steve
it will
Parker said,
taste.
Mum's drunk, face down in the caramel. That's Dawn.
Yeah, I could probably get that. Right, so don't forget pictures, everybody. We need the pictures up because it looks good. I mean, if everybody's noticed, I've been posting them all up every week now, and all the pictures have come up, and what people end up with is pretty good.
We'll literally put the recipes.
Yeah, I might figure out a way of
so
trying
everyone
to
can just
get all these recipes
Yes.
together and sort stuff out and everything.
I can't say Helen did.
Right, so
I said I found it nice.
are we all there now? Can I go?
Still
Never.
got 22 there.
Still got 22, are we? Biscuits.
Biscuits.
Caramel.
You need your. You
Banana.
can't just do it on its own.
Yeah, it's alright. Actually, I don't mind
See,
tequila.
I thought that was called Josie, so what's it called?
Jose.
Jose. Why Jose?
My name
But
in
it's
Spanish.
Jose.
Joe's name in Spanish.
It's
Oh, is it?
it's Joseph in
Ah.
Spanish.
J-O-S-E. Josie is J-O-S-I-E, isn't it? So, the next bake-off that we got coming up, next week we're not doing one.
It's Gary's birthday.
It's my birthday, so I'm
Woo,
going to...
Actually, you should probably do.
Happy birthday!
Yeah,
He thinks he's going to have a good birthday.
yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Perhaps you might get a surprise one, I don't know. But as of the moment, there isn't one planned. The following week is possibly Riders Creed and Wicked Rivers.
So that's Lee Gilbert.
Lee Gilbert. And I don't know the guy from Wicked Rivers. I've seen him once.
Oh, get to know him.
But we'll get to know him. Apparently he's a good laugh.
Yeah.
So we'll get them on.
So,
and
and
we're
is
going
that
to do a
Josie?
Mississippi...
Three drummers.
No, he's a bass player.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Mississippi Mud River Pie. The week after, maybe we get Massive Wagon Wheels, and we're doing that. And then probably the week after that, we go for the Chicken Pie Man Kiev. We shall see. Right, I'm about to sign off. Hopefully everybody's all good. Do you know, I feel really hot now.
Toy said she'd make you a cake, but she didn't think you'd like it.
Did you like your cake today? That was a good little thing, wasn't it? Just chuck in. I hope you had a good day with
Is
your
that
lad.
Henry? Harry? Henry?
I don't know. I didn't know. I couldn't remember the name.
Oh.
I just give it to your mother-in-law and said there's a little surprise there for your lad's birthday.
Oh, Janet Gifford, England. Happy birthday. Sorry, could not do this. No, just watch it. You don't have to do it.
Just
watch
watch.
it.
Just watch and drink
Yeah,
shots.
that's fine. What?
Or maybe not. Right, I'm about to sign off unless anybody else wants to ask me any more questions. Oh, don't forget the little freebie throwaway things I give you today, the Werther mints. Bung them in the oven, don't burn them like I did. Do you not see that? Oh, they're black.
Yeah,
they're out there.
we
They're out. We
literally-
had to throw them out
We
there.
did.
The
And then
smoke was coming out.
The
of
next
them.
lot, Beverly goes,
Yeah.
how they doing? We're like, ooh.
Yeah, because
That,
it
I
goes so
thought I
quick.
could smell
yeah,
like
so yeah, don't forget that great little cooking hack. That if you want like a little sort of and another thing, if you do a few together, you can actually make a long thing, and then when they come out of the oven, give them about 2-3 minutes. They're still a bit warm. Pop them on a rolling pin like that, and you can get like
Oh, curled
curves
ones.
because they will curve with the heat, and then you can have different shapes. You could put them into.
Could you actually curl them and pipe cream in the middle,
Yep.
like the?
You could pop them into a ladle. Just put a tiny bit of oil in there, pop a few in the ladle, and it'll make that shape. And then you got brandy baskets. You could fill that with the praline cream.
Minnie's just said, what do I do with the biscuit base?
With the biscuit base. Don't tell me you've not put a biscuit base in. You must have put
Buttery
the
biscuit.
bananas and the caramel and the biscuit base. Please tell me you
I think he's winding you up there.
tell me you're just messing me around.
Mark James said, what biscuit base? I think they
Oh,
want
you
more
want more shots? Right, I'm having one more shot, and then I'm done.
Neck the bottle.
No.
No, you won't do that.
Right, I'll have one more proper one.
Could you just actually plug the Massive Wagons on the Webfest at 9 o'clock?
Oh yeah, 9 o'clock. Well, actually, what's the time? 8 o'clock. If you leave here and you want to go see Josie, our usual little baker girl that comes in,
Massive Wagons.
she's drumming at 8 o'clock, and that's them playing now actually. She's drumming at 8 o'clock. Go and watch it.
Playing all night.
No, it's been changing.
When does
So she's doing that, and then 9 o'clock, Massive Wagons on. So if you want to see what we might be getting in 3 weeks' time, go and watch them as well. It's a free thing on thing. It's
Where?
New Wave NW
New Wave Rockers. Oh.
Classic
We're
New Wave
crap, aren't
New
we?
Wave of Classic Rock Webfest. I'll pop a link up. Go and watch it. You can watch little Josie do her drumming. She's a
Oh, she's
amazing drummer. And then you can watch Baz doing wagon, and he might be making massive wagon wheels of us. How does that grab you? Doing a massive wagon wheel. So we're going to make wagon wheels with all of the stuff in, but they're going to be big ones like that. So it's going to have a marshmallow, a strawberry jam in it, biscuit base covered in chocolate, like a proper massive wagon wheel. Right, I need a little bit of salt. I have been washing my hands, everybody. All there. Right, we're signing off.
like.
I know. There's me like.
I'm like.